Hello, parents. Welcome to a new school year at the Music Settlement. In early childhood, we've been very busy getting ready for you to return to us or for new faces to join us for the school year. I'm sure you have many questions, and it's our goal today to have you feel connected and welcome, as well as informed. Please, please, please check your email. You will receive a number of emails from our registrars and from your classroom teachers in the months ahead. It's really important for us that we are on the same page about our expectations for each other this year, as well as information that is happening in the classroom and on campus. So thank you for selecting the Music Settlement. We are delighted to look forward to a new school year. This will be our 66th year in early childhood on University Circle campus. It'll be our fourth year in, our third year in Ohio City. So we do have Step Up to Quality accreditations on both campuses, and that is 3 years again in Ohio City, 15 years for Step Up to Quality by the state of Ohio. In University Circle, as well as pre-for CLE. So we are mindful of what we are doing, not only in our classroom environment, but our teaching team, certainly the curriculum that we offer, but most importantly, our engagement with you as parents. We encourage all children to ask questions, and that is true for you as parents. Please reach out and either phone us or send an email if there's something that you're curious to know more about, okay? This year is a very different year in one respect, in that we are all very mindful about the logistics of how we move through a building, all right? There'll be a number of details that have been sent home to you regarding how we enter the building, how we move through the building, and all aspects of sanitizing and rigorous hand washing that we will follow throughout the course of the day. So I encourage you to read through that as a parent, and then maybe discuss with your child some touch points about how important it is for hand washing and the use of hand sanitizer throughout the day. As adults, we will be wearing masks and we will be maintaining social distance. In the classroom, it is absolutely your discretion as a parent. If you elect to have your child wear a mask during their time with us, we will do our best to support that for your child. It is, however, not a requirement for most of the preschool and day school programs. Kindergarten will be expected to wear masks per our governor. Okay. I'd like to introduce the registrars, starting with Kathy Grau in University Circle.
Hello, my name's Kathy Grau, and I am the registrar in University Circle. You've all received a lot of emails from Dawn Ray Novak, who is the registrar in Ohio City, which I will introduce in a second. The most recent email was regarding your gradual entry and your scheduled 10-minute visit time. Please, please read these emails. They're very important. In that same email, there is pickup and drop-off instructions, staff names for both locations, and a very detailed letter from the chair, Karen Heitlinger of Early Childhood. Please, again, read these emails from us. They are very, very important. At this time, unfortunately, we are not letting parents into the building, so there will be no need for codes to be issued. As you know, things change very quickly on a daily basis. Please be flexible and patient as we are navigating through this year together with you. And now I'm introducing Ms. Dawn Ray Novak, Register in Ohio City.
Hello. I get the luxury of going over the enrollment forms. Everybody at this point should have received either in the mail or through email the enrollment form packet. Unfortunately, we're not being nitpicky, but all these forms need to be completed and reviewed by the administrator before the first day of school. Any missing paperwork we will try to catch you on the scheduled drop-in visit so that we can get you to have those completed. The only exception to this is the medical forms, your physical and lead test. These you do not need until 30 days from the first day of school. So For day school, that would be September 20th, and for preschool, that will be October 9th. So those are the only forms you don't need by the first day of school. The lead test, if your child has had a lead test at any point in their little life, they don't need another one. If they have not, then the licensing does require them having one lead test. Any other medications that your child might need, inhalers, they will need a medical care plan for that, filled out by a physician. The only medical care plans that don't need a physician signature but will need a parent signature are things like sunscreen, lotions, lip balm. If you require your child to have a specific hand soap, that will need a medical care plan as well. And the only other thing I'm going to cover today is for day school, the naps and rest time. This year, unfortunately, we're not letting any parents bring bedding, pillows, or stuffed animals with their child to school. Everything will be provided by the Music Settlement. We are putting together nap packs for $25. They will include a towel blanket, a pillowcase, and a cot sheet. And once these are purchased, they will stay in a child-specific Ziploc bag. They will stay at school, and they will be laundered by us weekly with a fragrance-free and dye-free detergent. And I think that's it for me. So I'm going to hand it over to Debbie Volker.
Hello, I'm Debbie Volker, and I am the Accreditation and Curriculum Coordinator at University Circle, and I'm going to talk about curriculum and the specials that we have at the settlement. So for the curriculum, we use Creative Curriculum, and the teachers make bi-weekly lesson plans which align to the Ohio Early Learning Content Standards. Usually we post these lesson plans on the outside of the door, but for your benefit, we will also be emailing them home to you this year so that you will be able to get a glance at what your children are doing each day. And the lesson plans do change kind of as the week goes on, sometimes depending on the child's interest. So the teachers will be emailing you on a daily basis, giving you just a brief description of the child's day, which then gives you some talking points for them. Like at your, maybe at dinner time, you can kind of go over what the email said and things that they did at school that day. I want to talk a little bit about art also. At our school, we are process oriented. We don't focus on the product. We focus on the process of things. So you won't necessarily be getting something, your child might not be bringing home artwork every day. But through the photos that the teachers also take and upload, you'll be able to see them making the process of their art. And so that's a whole different topic, process versus product, which I could do a training on that at some point in the year because that's very important to me. The specials. So your children will have music, art, science, and drama. Not art, sorry. I just talked about art, sorry. They're gonna have music, science, drama, and social emotional learning. These specials are held once a week for a period of 30 minutes. They'll be at the same time and the same date each week throughout the whole year, and your teachers in their orientation will give you a special schedule so you'll know when to expect these specials will be. And also I want to talk a little bit about, we're a member of UPK, which within UPK we have an action team committee. So this is comprised of parents, teachers, and community members, and we all get together to try to plan things for the school, like home to school connections. And this year it's going to be very important, these connections, because of our the parents' limited availability into the school. So I appreciate any and all things that you can come up with. We have to be really creative this year in how we do things, and your input is very, very important to this process. So I would appreciate any and all, and anyone could be a member, anyone at all. So now I'm going to hand it over to Jess Johnson, and she's going to come right here.
Hi, I'm Jess Johnson. I am a preschool teacher at Ohio City, as well as the site administrator. So today I am going to go over the assessments that we do, as well as some updates on our field trips. So we conduct two assessments throughout the school year. One is the ASQ, which is academic based, and the second is the DECA, which is focused on those social emotional skills that our children are developing. We are going to have both the teachers and the parents complete these assessments so that we can have a good comparison of what we're seeing at school versus what's being seen at home. We have consent forms that we will ask parents to sign for these assessments, with also the option to refuse screening if that is your choice. Okay, these assessments will be reviewed at our parent-teacher conferences. We have one in the fall, which is in November of 2020, and then we'll have another one in the spring, which is in April of 2021. And those will be 2 times that we can get together and talk about, you know, the assessments, progress that your children have made thus far in the school year, as well as any goals moving forward. Okay. Field trips. They are going to look a little different this year. So we are a part of the ELI program, which is the Early Learning Initiative. And normally we would get on a bus and we would travel around to different museums in University Circle. Well, that's not going to happen. So we are still in partnership with ELI and coming up with a way to do these field trips virtually. So we'll still have all the benefits of the field trip with the field trip kit that provides books, activities, toys, and things that really connect us to the scheduled field trip or topic. And also be able to still connect with the different museums just in a virtual fashion. So we're really looking forward to that. That is just for our pre-K and kindergarten students, but it's a great program that we're really lucky to still try and be a part of. And that's it for me. So I am going to pass it back over to Karen.
All right, thanks. That's a little bit about our curriculum and some of the practices we have. Without question, we remain play-based and person-first. As Debbie said, process is important for us, and that's true in all we do. Whether it's drama, which is about storytelling and emotion, if it's about learning to write our name, if it's about learning to cut with scissors. Social emotional development is paramount for us, and the best way to do this is in the classroom. So we thank you for selecting the music settlement, and as Kathy said, be patient. We are working together with new rules and logistics on how we do this safely as far as getting into the building and moving through it, but what happens in the classroom is still as dynamic and as person first as we were before. You received instructions in an email about pickup and drop off. Again, those are going to be unique to day school or preschool, whichever program you have selected for your child. Day school being the full day program, preschool being the half day morning program. Please pay attention to those because we're very thoughtful in each of the details and sequence on that. Each morning when staff arrives, as well as when children are about to enter the building, we will do temperature scans with a unit that looks similar to this. So we will be doing screenings and symptoms checks at the door for all children as well as all staff. And anybody that has signs and symptoms, we will immediately turn back home because that's safe for everybody. You will receive a social contract when you visit the classroom prior to your first day of school. Please read through that because we want to be on the same page about how we approach the year, and again, our communication about everybody's health and wellness for that. All right, here's something that hasn't changed. Everybody's toilet trained. And by that, I mean your children. So we are not licensed for diapers or for pull-ups. That means your child comes in underwear, and on a good day, they go home in the same pair. We will ask for every child to have an extra set of clothes on campus because we could get muddy, we could be playing in the rain, we could have, a cooking experience or a craft project that got a little bigger than our tray, and that's fine. But your children are in charge of their hygiene when it comes to their toilet mastery. So please, please, please pull on pants, no belts, no suspenders for the first few weeks of school. There is a classroom, which you will visit up on your preview day. to acquaint your child with where the restroom is in each classroom. We will help and support and encourage them to use the restroom throughout the course of the day, but it is their responsibility to undress, use the restroom, maintain their own hygiene, and then redress. So you will hear quite often from your child, your body, your job. And that means that this is your opportunity, that if your child is in the habit of calling to you from the restroom to say, I'm done, quite honestly, you can call back and say, then wipe, it's your body. Because as teachers, that is not part of our curriculum. Again, we're excellent support and we understand the sequence of hygiene, but as far as maintaining our own body, our fluids and functions, as we like to say for licensing, that's on your children. So we'll have communication about that. If somebody's, starting off the year a little bit bumpy with the new restroom and new protocols, then that's fine. We'll happily work with you together for that. The separation is a very strict sequence this year. We want to start the year on a solid foundation for you as parents as well as for the children. Again, the teachers will be wearing masks, so you will have a Zoom classroom orientation unique to your classroom in which you will be interacting with the teachers to learn a little bit about them and the expectations for the year. The teachers will send home a bit of a video that introduces them to your child, and then they'll put their mask on so that your child does know what your teacher looks like, since we will look a little bit different once we are in the room. All right. So look for the Zoom video for orientation on either August 18th or September 8th. And then your in-person visits will be scheduled times assigned the following day. All right. The other thing that Debbie mentioned was our action team, and it's a collaboration of faculty, staff, and you as parents, along with community members. You will receive a note from the parent committee, the parent group, about an activity fee. And this fee is assessed to all families that participate in our program. This goes to provide classroom allowances, there's some fundraising aspects throughout the course of the year, but the activity fees are for specialist allowances, classroom budgets or allowances, say if they have a pet, as well as some special guests that, whether they're guest artists or guest storytellers, that either may be virtually hired to join us in the classroom or in person as the year moves on. This is a $100 fee for all 3-year-old programs and a $125 fee for all 4- and 5-year-old programs, including kindergarten. All right, and the difference is the Eli program that Jess mentioned. Again, we're not leaving campus. We have enough to explore, but as 4-year-olds, as pre-K and kindergarten, we like to invite the world in virtually for enrichment programs. Any other questions? You know how to reach us. It's email, okay? We look forward to the year ahead. We truly do. Thank you again for your patience and your flexibility while we are doing different programming. And we're really, really excited to be back. So thank you and welcome all.
Thank
Thank
you.
Bye. See you soon.